He was sleeping in his car with just $11 in his pocket when he wrote his first play. Today, Tyler Perry owns one of the largest film studios in America, worth over $1 billion. But his journey from the streets to Hollywood royalty almost never happened. Tyler Perry's story begins in one of New Orleans' toughest neighborhoods. Born on September 13, 1969 as Emmett Perry Jr., he would meet pain from his very first days. His father, Emmett Perry Sr., was a construction worker, but also an alcoholic and extremely violent man. Tyler's childhood was filled with traumas that would later form the foundation of the powerful characters we see in his films today. His father beat him almost daily, telling him he was worthless, constantly putting him down. Once his father beat Tyler so badly with belts that permanent scars remained on the child's back. "After my father would beat me, he'd say, 'You'll never amount to anything,'" Tyler would later recall. Those words kept echoing in my head. But Tyler's real trauma went much deeper than physical violence. When he was 6 years old, he was sexually abused by a family friend. He wouldn't be able to share this horrific experience with anyone for years. Young Tyler couldn't even understand that what he was experiencing wasn't normal. His situation at school wasn't much different either. Because of his shyness and his family's financial situation, he was constantly bullied. Other children noticed his old clothes and the holes in his shoes, and they made fun of him. Tyler felt completely alone. His only refuge was his mother. Willie Maxine Perry was a strong woman who tried to protect her son. But she was also afraid of her husband's violence. Tyler would hear his mother crying secretly at night, and he would silently shed tears too. By the time he turned 16, Tyler couldn't take it anymore. His father had beaten him badly again that day. When Tyler looked in the mirror, along with the bruises on his face, he saw something else. Determination. That night, he decided to run away from home. Tyler Perry dropped out of high school and began living on the streets of New Orleans. At first, he stayed at friends' houses, then slept on park benches and in the back seats of cars. This period was the darkest phase of his life. "Living on the streets felt easier than the violence in my father's house," he would later say. "At least I felt safe with myself." To survive, he worked various jobs: grocery store cashier, cleaning, waiting tables. Every night he slept in a different place, looking for somewhere safe. Sometimes he went days without food, searching through garbage for something to eat. During this difficult period, there was only one thing that kept Tyler going: his passion for writing. As a child, he had been influenced by the television shows his mother watched, and began to believe in the power of storytelling. Even while living on the streets, he wrote stories on every piece of paper he could find. One day, when he was 21, he watched an Oprah Winfrey television show. The show talked about the therapeutic effects of writing. Oprah's words, "Writing about the pain of your past can help you make peace with it," would change Tyler's life. That night, Tyler began writing in an old notebook. The pain from his childhood, his father's violence, his days on the street. He poured everything onto paper. He wrote pages and pages, cried, and wrote again. And right then, an idea came to him. Could he create a play from these stories? In 1992, Tyler Perry took the biggest risk of his life. He decided to spend his $12,000, savings and borrowed money, to stage his first play, I Know I've Been Changed. The play was based on the traumas he had experienced: domestic violence, sexual abuse, forgiveness, and healing. Tyler boldly addressed these topics, telling his own story through his characters' voices. He rented a small theater in Atlanta. He ran advertisements. He prepared tickets. On the night of the first show, Tyler waited backstage with excitement. But only 30 people came that night. Just 30 people. Tyler's heart was broken, but worse, he was financially ruined. The money he spent on the play was gone, but he earned no income. He couldn't pay his rent. "When I went home that night, I felt like a complete failure," he would later say. "Maybe my father was right. Maybe I really could never be successful." For the next 6 months, Tyler lived on the streets again. This time, his situation was even worse because he was older and his hopes were shattered. But Tyler Perry didn't give up. 6 months later, he saved up some money and staged the play again. This time, a few more audience members came, but he still lost money. The same story happened on his third attempt. Tyler continued this cycle for exactly 6 years. For 6 years, he staged his play, lost money, lived on the streets, saved money again, and tried once more. People called him crazy. His friends told him to give up. But Tyler knew one thing very well. This story needed to be told. In 1998, Tyler Perry was already 29 years old and still living on the streets. He had tried staging his play 10 times and failed 10 times. He had only $11 in his pocket and was sleeping in the back seat of an old Honda Civic. That night, lying in his car, Tyler thought about suicide. "I'm tired now," he thought. "Maybe this struggle has come to an end." But just then, a song started playing on the radio. It was one of his mother's favorite gospel songs. Tyler's eyes filled with tears. He thought of his mother, remembered her faith in him. And that night he made a decision. He would try one more time, but this time it would be different. Tyler made major changes to his play. He added more comedic elements, he put in music, and most importantly, inspired by his mother and aunt, he created a strong, funny, protective character, Madea. Madea was an elderly woman Tyler portrayed as a drag character. A tough-talking, fearless woman with a heart of gold, this character brought a completely different dimension to Tyler's play. In 1999, he staged his new play, I Can Do Bad All by Myself. This time, differently from before, he decided to promote his play in African American churches. When the first night came, Tyler couldn't believe it. The theater was packed. People were giving standing ovations, laughing, crying. When the play ended, the audience wouldn't leave. They wanted more from Tyler. That night, Tyler Perry's life completely changed. Tyler's play was so successful that people started demanding more Madea from him. Tyler immediately began writing his second play, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He also staged this play in churches and community centers, attracting packed audiences every time. People found themselves in Tyler's stories, family dramas, forgiveness, second chances, strong women. In the early 2000s, Tyler was staging several plays a month. Tickets sold out within minutes. People traveled from city to city to see his plays. But Tyler had bigger dreams. Movies. In 2005, he decided to film Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Despite having no film experience, he took on the production with his own money. Hollywood studios didn't believe in his project. A black man doing drag and playing an elderly woman, and this is supposed to be funny? They asked. This will never sell. Tyler didn't listen to them. He made his film and released it. The film made $21.9 million at the box office on its opening weekend and took first place. Hollywood was stunned. Tyler Perry was no longer just a playwright, but also a film producer and director. Tyler Perry's success continued to grow rapidly. In 2006, Madea's Family Reunion. In 2007, Why Did I Get Married? In 2008, Meet the Browns. Each film was more successful than the previous one. But Tyler's real revolution came in 2008. He began filming his own television series in Atlanta, House of Pain. This series was Tyler Perry's biggest risk and biggest success in his career. The series filmed 5 episodes a day, producing 25 episodes a week. This pace was unprecedented in Hollywood. House of Pain was so successful that Tyler began filming multiple television series simultaneously. Meet the Browns, For Better or Worse, The Haves and the Have-Nots. Tyler Perry was no longer just an actor, director, and producer. He was also the owner of a media empire. In 2008, Tyler Perry entered Forbes magazine's highest-earning celebrities list. His annual income exceeded $125 million. But Tyler's biggest dream still hadn't come true, owning his own studio. In 2015, Tyler Perry signed the biggest deal of his life. He bought a 330-acre former military base in Atlanta and converted it into a film studio. Tyler Perry Studios became one of the largest film studios outside of Hollywood. It had 12 sound stages, office buildings, and set workshops. And most importantly, it belonged entirely to Tyler Perry. Someone telling me you can't do this can't stop me, Tyler said when opening the studio, because I've already accomplished the impossible. The opening of Tyler Perry Studios wasn't just a business success, it was also a historic moment. Tyler Perry had become the first African American to completely own a major film studio. He named the studio stages after legendary African American Hollywood stars, Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, Will Smith. This isn't just my success, Tyler said. This is a success built on the shoulders of all the African American artists who came before me. As Tyler Perry's wealth grew, so did his desire to give back to society. He wanted to help children who were experiencing the pain he had in his own childhood. He established the Tyler Perry Foundation and donated millions of dollars to causes like education, children's rights, and homelessness. He particularly worked on raising awareness about child abuse. "If I could get out of those dark days, others can too," Tyler said. "The important thing is to give them hope and provide opportunities." During the COVID-19 pandemic, Tyler Perry showed incredible generosity. He covered grocery shopping for the elderly, provided food for healthcare workers, and paid salaries to film industry workers who lost their jobs. Tyler's philanthropic work brought him many awards, but his real reward was feeling good about himself. While Tyler Perry's professional success continued, he was also experiencing major changes in his personal life. When his son Eamon was born in 2014, Tyler was very determined about fatherhood. He would never put his son through the pain he experienced in his own childhood. "I tell Eamon every day how valuable he is," Tyler said. "He deserves that love, just like every child deserves it." Tyler also reconciled with his father, Emmett Perry Sr. During his aging father's illness, Tyler took care of him and told him he forgave him before he died. "Carrying hate is like drinking poison," Tyler said. "I want to be at peace now." Today, Tyler Perry has a fortune worth over $1 billion and is one of Hollywood's most powerful figures. But what he's really proud of isn't his financial success, but the impact he's created. Tyler Perry's films and series have reached millions of people. He particularly provided positive role models to the African American community, created strong female characters, and highlighted family values. "I don't tell stories just to entertain," Tyler says. "I tell them to make a difference in people's lives." Tyler Perry's story isn't just a success story, it's also a story of hope. It's the story of how a child who was sexually abused in childhood, beaten by his father, and lived on the streets, healed himself and shared this healing with others. "If my story changes even one person's life, all the days I suffered pain were worth it," Tyler says. Tyler Perry's story teaches us this: the pain of our past doesn't have to be what defines us. We can transform it into tools that strengthen us, help us grow, and help others. That young man who slept in his car with $11 in his pocket is now one of Hollywood's most powerful figures. But his real power isn't in money. It's in his ability to create. His ability to turn his pain into art, to transform his trauma into a tool for healing. "The worst moments of your life sometimes create your best stories," Tyler Perry says. "The important thing is not to give up and to keep telling your story." Tyler Perry is no longer that suffering child. He's a man who draws strength from his own pain, shares this strength with others, and gives hope. And his story doesn't end here. He continues to write, create, and make an impact. You too can write your own story like Tyler Perry. Don't let the pain of your past stop you. Make it the source of your strength. Because sometimes life's greatest successes are born from the deepest pain. What's your story?